Hello Year 5, welcome to Tuesday's English. Now, if you haven't done today's guided reading, then stop what you are doing, go over, do guided reading first, because actually, when it comes to reading Cosmic, the bit we are doing today in English comes after today's guided reading. So go over there, do your guided reading, and then come back and join us. So today we are looking at using a range of speech to move the action along. This is going to focus on the direct speech you did with Mrs. Elmore last week and also the reported speech that you started yesterday. So your starter is have a look at these two sentences. Can you change the sentence Dad asked Liam why he cared so much about it into direct speech? And then can you change this sentence? This prize means more to me than anything else in the world, explained Liam, into reported speech. Have a think about what is a really key element of speech. When it's direct speech, are you going to remember your inverted commas, your speech marks, and also some top tips from me, okay? First thing to think about is the tense. Think about which words you might need to change to make sure that it's in the right tense for reported or direct speech, and also which pronouns might need to change. In the first one, Dad is talking to Liam. With direct speech, which pronoun is he going to use? And in the second one, if we're reporting about Liam and it's not Liam actually speaking, which pronoun are we going to need to use there? So pause me, have a go. See if you can swap these round and then I'll show you what I have put. 3, 2, 1. Okay, welcome back. Here is my version. I've put speech marks. Why do you care so much about it? Speech marks. Dad asks Liam. Now you can see what I have changed here. I have changed he into you, because Dad is talking to Liam, okay? And the other thing I have changed is cared to care, because he's not going to say, why do you cared so much about it? Because he's mixing up his tenses. So make sure that you've got those two key changes. Now, if you've said, Dad asked Liam, why do you care so much about it? And you've remembered your speech marks and your punctuation inside them, then that is acceptable too. I've just decided to put that at the end of my speech. Okay, let's have a look at the second one. Let me get my mouse out again. Here we go. This prize means more to me than anything else in the world, explained Liam. Now I have changed that too. Liam explained that this prize meant more to him than anything else in the world. So what have I changed this time? Well, now you'll notice that I got rid of my speech marks, my inverted commas, because I don't need them in reported speech. What I have changed is the tense. So here, Liam is saying it means more to me. And in reported speech, I've used it's meant more to me, or more to him, sorry, than anything else in the world. And that's my other change. I've changed the pronoun from me, because Liam talks about himself, to him, because we are talking about Liam. So I've changed the pronoun and the tense there, you can see. Okay, now it's time for us to read today's English portion of Cosmic. Now, if you've got a copy of Cosmic, as I know some of you have, you can join me as we read. I recommend making some notes about the action that happens in this chapter. So we're on page 66 and it's called I Am on Hold. I made the call on the bus to school next day. I remember looking out of the window at all the people, queuing outside the post office, standing at the pedestrian crossing, going in and out of the 24-hour Tesco. None of them looked to me like they'd been specially selected. I was going to win. I dialed. The woman with the friendly voice answered right away. Drax Communications, do you want the opportunity to be the greatest dad ever? Yeah, I do. I really do. I was thinking about it all night. I talked for about a minute before I realised she was a recording. If you accept the terms and conditions of this competition, please press the star key now. I did. We'll take your call as soon as we can. In the meantime, please hold. Remember, all you have to do is get put through." They started playing classical music. They were still playing when the bus pulled up at the school gates half an hour later. Every now and then the music would stop and the friendly-voiced woman would say, "Your call means a lot to us. Please hold." There must be a lot of people in the queue. Maybe Dad was right. Maybe I wasn't that special. I was walking in through the school gates when I got a text alert. "Yes, we have our first winner." "Yes? What's yes about that exactly?" "Our first winner is Klaus from Hamburg in Germany and his daughter Anna. Anna's two great passions are thrill rides and helping others," says her father. "She once spent 12 hours on the Space Mountain roller coaster at Euro Disney in order to raise money for a local hospital. She hopes to get people to sponsor her to ride the rocket and so raise money for children who are injured in wars around the world. When her school friends heard about this, they wanted to help her. We knew there might be a problem getting through the number, so they all came to school early and all called the number simultaneously. A boy got through and gave the phone to Anna immediately. She is a worthy winner. In other words, she cheated." I was still on hold during registration. Registration's a noisy business, so no one noticed the music. But first lesson was maths with Miss Jewel, and maths with Miss Jewel is always full of long silences. For instance, "Miss Jewel, square root of 64? Class. Long silence. "Miss Jewel, anybody at all? Class. More long silence. So this morning I tried to answer all her questions, just to keep up the noise level and stop her noticing the phone. When she asked something about calculating the volume of a cylinder, I shouted, "Miss! Miss!" "Liam, there's no need to shout miss, if no one else is offering to answer the question. There is no need to try to attract my attention if there is no competition." "Yes, miss. Anyway, miss, it's pi times the—" "Thank you, Liam. I already know the answer. I already know you know the answer. I'm hoping to find out if anyone else knows the answer." "Wayne probably knows it, miss. He's good at maths, miss, but he doesn't always have the confidence to put his—" "Liam, I'm only too happy to hear your thoughts on geometry. I don't want your thoughts on your fellow pupils." "Just going back to the volume of the cylinder then, miss, isn't it—" "Don't go back to it, Liam. Let someone else have a go." "Yes, miss." "So, volume of the cylinder. Anyone? Anyone at all?" Long pause, but not silence. A tinny little orchestra fiddling away. She frowned. She prowled up and down. You could see that she thought it might be in the next room, or in her head. Finally she said, "Can anybody else hear music? Or are the angels finally coming to carry me away?" I laughed at this, probably too loud and definitely too long. No one else joined in, but everyone did stare at me, including Miss Jewel, who stared at me and then at my pocket. "It's Holst, isn't it?" she said. I said, "No, miss, it's me," thinking, "Who's Holst?" "This music was written by Gustav Holst. It's called The Planets. It's not the usual rubbish. Why are you playing it?" "Well, miss, I saw a thing on the telly about how if you play classical music in the background, your brain really likes it and it makes extra pathways through your synapses. You get brainier just by listening to classical music. It definitely works, miss. Look how many questions I've answered this morning." She was sort of humming along to the music now, so I took the phone out so she could hear it better and asked, "Why is it called The Planets, miss?" I know this was cynical, but she's a teacher. She loves questions. Miss Jewel talked non-stop for the whole lesson about music, about Greek mythology, about the solar system. At one point she tried to explain just how far away Neptune was, and everyone gasped. And then she said, "And it's a near neighbour compared to the stars." And she did a massive calculation on the board to show how far away the nearest star was in both kilometres and light years. It was the best lesson she ever gave us. But I was still on hold at the end of it. I did get another text alert, though. "Our second winner is Samson Tutor from Waterloo in Sierra Leone. Samson, too, is the cleverest boy in the country. Recently his class was given a geography project about irrigation. Some of the other boys got A grades. Samson, too,'s project was so good that the government bought it. His father said, 'It is important to push your children hard to fulfil their ambitions. Samson, too, and I have fun setting achievement targets. For instance, On his 10th birthday, he set himself the target of becoming president of our country. I set him the target of winning this competition, and he did it by writing a computer program that bypassed the on-hold part of the phone call and put him straight through to the operator. Although he is not interested in fairground rides, he is looking forward to this opportunity to study one of the wonders of the world. I'm sorry, but if you already live in Waterloo in Sierra Leone instead of the Waterloo near Bootle, then you really don't need to go and see the wonders of the world, because you already are one of the wonders of the world. You've got jungles and rivers instead of gasometers and bypasses. It's like the Grand Canyon wanted to come and look at the crack in my bedroom ceiling. Okay, we're going to stop there. Have a think about what's happened in today's reading, all about how he's waiting, he's on hold, just like Dad said he was going to be, waiting to get through to win the competition. All right, let's have a look at the next page. Okay, so your task today and tomorrow is to be writing a newspaper report about the Drax World competition and the lucky winners. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, which you should, is to include a mix of direct and reported speech, showcasing all of the speechy skills we've learnt in the last few days. So we're going to have a look at the Waggle, highlight it and discuss it. If you've already printed off today's English work, you will find a copy of the Waggle in there. Feel free to highlight alongside me. Okay, let's have a look then. What direct speech and indirect or reported speech can we find? Let me get my highlighter out with the right colour. Just double check it. Okay, that's close enough. Okay, let's have a look at the first paragraph here. The Liverpool Echo have been told exclusively that famous network providers Draxworld have launched a once-in-a-lifetime competition that sends 4 lucky winners to a theme park in China. Is there any speech in there? Well, I can't see any inverted commas, so there's no direct speech. But is there any indirect or reported speech? Definitely. It says, the Liverpool Echo have been told exclusively that famous network providers, Draxworld, etc., etc., etc. So here we've got the Liverpool Echo is a person being spoken to. They have been told exclusively, someone has told them something, that famous network providers, Draxworld, etc., etc., have launched a once-in-a-lifetime competition. So that's a bit of indirect or reported speech. Okay, let's see if we can find any direct speech. Now, this is slightly easier because what we're looking for is our inverted commas. Okay, here we go. Oh, have a look here. I've got my inverted commas here. Let's have a read of this bit. It says, it's all very exciting like, explained Liam exuberantly. It almost feels too good to be true. There's our speech. Who is talking? It's Liam. And here it is. What kind of speech is this? It's split speech because we've got the person talking and how they're talking in between 2 chunks of speech. And remember, we've got my comma inside the speech marks. So pause me here, have a go at filling in all the direct and indirect or reported speech on here. Then have a go as your warm-up at writing the next 2 lines of the report using either reported, direct or a mixture of both to show what Klaus and Anna have to say about their win. What do you think Klaus and Anna are going to talk about? Okay, so your tasks today. Number 1, you are going to create a mini plan for me. This is a bullet point plan. 1 sentence or a few notes in each box about what you are going to write over the next 2 days. Then number 2, have a look at the skill ladders. Where are you going to put in your reported and your direct speech? Use the Waggle to help you. Use your speech checklist from last week to help you out as well. Okay. Number 3, get writing. Either write a draft in your books or on your paper and then you can publish it tomorrow, or if you're feeling confident, go straight onto that newspaper paper just to get that report down. I'm so excited to read it. Now your expectations today are bullet point plan and 2 paragraphs, and tomorrow we will finish it off. Happy writing, guys.